I had sex with a girl a long time ago.
Humble brag.
Humble brag.
Fair enough. I mean, she was pretty cute too.
Writing that one down. Mike has sex.
Not a big deal.
Yeah, fucking put me in a lonely island.
All right. Episode 84. I don't have my normal notebook. It's definitely 84, right?
Yes.
Yeah, because Lee Evans was the last episode.
Oh, yeah. Lee Evans is last week. Made up person. Happy Randy Moss episode, everybody, and all the other 84s. The other ones don't matter as much. Cameron Brate.
Shannon Sharp was 84.
Yeah, he matters a little bit. He's getting up there.
Yeah.
It's pretty much just Randy, though.
Yeah,
So we missed you guys last week. I was leaving for the Lions game in Kansas City. Mike had a baseball game. We had all kinds of shit going on last week. I toyed around with the idea in my head of a Mike and Jack solo episode, but I didn't want to subject everybody to that. So maybe we'll do that in like a couple of years. How are you guys doing? How are the boys? I feel like I haven't really talked to you guys. I talked to Jack a little bit today, but I haven't seen your face in forever.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just getting off of, I had COVID last week, and I still actually am positive, but I'm not sick anymore. But yeah, so last week kind of sucked dick anyway, so that was why I didn't really, like, push it last week, because I would have been moderately useless on there. I would have been sniffling and coughing and just looked like shit. So I was just like, fuck it. This is actually the second time I've had COVID now. The first time around, I had literally no symptoms, nothing wrong with me. But this time, 3 days though, it beat me the fuck up. So, then Friday I got out fucking on the links at 6 o'clock in the morning. Said fuck COVID.
Yep, I love that.
Fucking 52-degree wedge was on fucking point, but that's beside the point.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, so overall though, I'm feeling a lot better. I'm doing good. I did some crazy mushrooms this weekend though, dude. I was seeing fucking all of the lights, as Kanye says. Dude,
really?
At one point, bro, I was tripping so hard. At one point, I was with my sister and her friend. Their hair, I shit you not, was like, it looked like one of those carnival games where the lights just keep fucking like changing colors. Their hair just kept changing colors. It was like red, blue, green, fucking yellow, red, blue. It was, and they're talking, and I'm just like, I was like, I gotta go home, dude. It was fucking great. It was amazing. I just wasn't in the proper setting, and I was up. I didn't have too much sleep and shit. But yeah, dude, it was fucking nuts. The car ride home was phenomenal. And then I capped it all off with watching Shane Gillis to end the night, the new special. And
what'd you think?
So I've watched it twice now, once sober, once on the best mushrooms I've ever had. And
shout out to the plug on that one.
Yeah, dude, honestly, sober, I thought it was okay. I thought his first one was way better. But the second time around, I did like it more. Granted, I wasn't sober, so I can't really compare the two. But I think I like the first one better still. But he's just fucking funny. He's just good. He's on top. He's at the top of the list right now. So
his delivery is so good.
Yeah.
Like, that's one thing that I notice about him. Like, the way that he's like, he's just like the boy up there. Like, it's not like a fucking comedian like talking at you. He's just like, come on, like, everybody talk about this with me. Like, everybody laugh with me. Like, everybody, it's awesome. But I watched it. I've like half-ass watched it twice. And I thought the same thing. I just thought the first one was just such a fucking banger. Literally, like, back to back to back jokes in the first one. Was like, it's front to back disgusting. And then this one was like some of the same, like, similar stuff too. And this one, which I get is kind of his bag. Like the Trump and Biden stuff, I thought was really funny in this one again.
But also you kind of, that was my thing about it, where it was like you had to kind of go back to it, where it's like, I know that's his thing, and he does a phenomenal Trump, and his jokes about Trump are really good, and Biden are really good, but like, it's like, you only got a little bit left of this, like, because once Biden's out, like, you can't go back to Trump again on the next one unless he wins president.
He's
But
gonna have one more special with Trump, because if Trump actually does the debates and
run.
like
Yeah.
runs this year, then he'll have one more year, 2024, with
Yeah.
it. But I thought it was
Over
pretty good
yeah. Overall good
overall.
weekend though.
So you didn't lose taste or smell or anything?
No, actually, you know
Go.
what's funny? No, I didn't. And I thought that yesterday I was eating I was just eating some like mac and cheese, like Kraft ass mac and cheese.
Yep.
I didn't make it though. So I thought it was tasting a little weird and I was like, like I wonder if this is me. Like I hope this isn't me like losing shit after the fact.
Yeah.
Um but other stuff that I've eaten and stuff have all tasted normal. So I just think that there wasn't like either enough butter or too much milk or whatever in the mac and cheese itself. So um
That was one food to test and be like, what the fuck's going on here? If the mac and
yeah.
cheese is wrong, you're pissed.
Yeah. So, you know what's funny though is I had mac and cheese again today from Noodles and Company. I had the barbecue mac and cheese and it was really good, but the fucking chicken was overcooked. So I was thinking too, I'm like, dude, is it me again? But I'm like, no, this chicken's fucking overcooked, man. It's like beef jerky or chicken jerky. So
Yeah.
I'm 0 for 2 on mac and cheese this week. But other than that, I'm doing all right. I can smell everything, dude. Oh,
depressing.
speaking of smell, oh, dude, this is gross, but I don't care. So because
Yeah.
I was just laying around, dude, I haven't put deodorant until literally like 20 minutes ago. I haven't put deodorant on in like 2 weeks. Like literally like 11 days. No bullshit. It was like the Saturday before I got COVID. So it was 2 Saturdays ago. It was the last time that I put deodorant on until today. Cuz I was just by
You were doing
myself and
shrooms all stinky?
well, dude, so like when I shower, like I don't get too smelly. And when I shower, I wash myself and it usually gets rid of that musty smell enough to where you don't smell it. Um
Yeah.
so like but then today like I hadn't showered this morning cuz I woke up and I had to get to work earlier and shit blah blah blah. I know I'm a scumbag. But I was like, man, I haven't put deodorant on. Let me smell myself, which like that's good. I couldn't smell it until I actually put my arm under, but I was like, "Oh, you're getting a little musty, boy. You need to fucking put some deodorant on."
That's sick that you can wait that long. I mean, I feel
Yeah.
like Jack and I, like if Jack and I take a lap, it's over.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, Jack could
Yeah.
probably walk around with a D stick on him in his back pocket. He probably should.
Bro, the problem is deodorant makes me sweat even worse than I think I normally would. So I wish I could be like Mike and just take a hiatus from it because I wouldn't sweat so much. But deodorant fucking clogs me right up.
Yeah.
Are you a gel guy, Jack?
No, but I probably should be.
No. Stay a drop.
Oh, wait. Does that clog you up more, the gel?
I think gel just makes you sweat more. Like it's wet.
It's gross.
Well, the thing is, there's like a difference. There's deodorant and then there's antiperspirant.
Yeah.
And I need more of the antiperspirant than the deodorant.
And the thing that sucks about that though is that the antiperspirant is like the shittier stuff for you.
Right.
Like
that's the shit with all the chemicals in it.
Exactly. Yeah, like the native and all those like organic ones, they're not antiperspirants. They're straight up just deodorant. And they say if you don't use deodorant or antiperspirant for 2 to 3 weeks, that like your body will adapt to it and you'll stop sweating as much. You won't smell as bad, but you got to go 2 weeks or so without fucking putting it on, and it's like that's fucking gross.
That's tough to do.
Exactly. Big deodorant's got us by the fucking balls.
Oh, big time.
Dude, I would be fucked either way. Like, my armpits are the least of my issues, bro. My back sweats. My hands sweat like fucking crazy all the time. My face gets red.
You got that hyperhidrosis.
Yeah, it's bad, dude. I got like autoimmune issues or some shit. I have no clue.
Yep. That's fine. Put that on your dating profile.
Yeah.
I sweat like a fucking sieve, dude. Yeah. I sweat like an NHL goalie. And
body does not work well.
Just so you know, it's a problem with no solution. So this is just what you're gonna have to deal with forever.
Dude, I had sex with a girl.
If you date me.
I had sex with a girl a long time ago. Probably like I don't know. Fair enough. I mean, she was pretty cute too. But dude, I mean, I'm talking. Sex? Yeah, fucking put me in the lonely island. But she literally, I mean, we weren't even like doing anything yet. Like we were just like making out, and she was whole body
She was
drenched in sweat.
dripping.
Dude,
No way.
she left a big ass like stain on my sheet, bro. And it wasn't like me because of me. It was just her sweaty ass. Wild. It was wild.
If you're
like,
that
"Holy
sweaty,
fuck."
you should almost play into it. Like if I'm a girl and I'm sweating like that, like wear like Gymshark stuff.
Yeah.
You know, just be
Or
like,
just
yeah, I'm
don't
just
take your
fucking like
clothes off. Cause like I was slipping around, dude. I was like a slip and slide doing belly to belly missionary. What are we doing?
belly to belly missionary's good. Don't sleep on belly to belly missionary.
That's what I'm saying. I was like, what the hell? It was wild. But anyways, how was
Anyway,
your trip, buddy?
that was probably the best trip I've ever been on. That was a sick fucking trip. It was
All right,
like
before you get into it, is it only because the Lions won, or just in general is the best trip you ever had? If the Lions lose, where does it rank in terms of trips?
if the Lions get blown out, it's probably like 3.
Okay.
If the Lions like lose by a touchdown or something, it's still 1.
Okay, cool. All right, let's get into it.
So we have 14 of us that went to Kansas City, all from different walks of life. We had a dad. We had some kids from school down the road. You know, we had some kids from my school. We had some kids from the UP. But the collection of us was 14 total, and we got an Airbnb. And our Airbnb was in the hood.
Was it?
The hood of Kansas. Oh, dude, it was like Kansas City was kind of set up like kind of like Chicago. It reminded me of. There was like a nice part in the north. There was the city, and then everything south of the city, you didn't know. It was a fucking crapshoot, dude. Like you could roll into some neighborhoods that sucked, or you could roll into some neighborhoods that are nice. Like you just didn't know what you were gonna get. And we were in the hood, which was fine because like half of us were from Saginaw. Like we all live in Detroit area. Like we're fine with that.
Yeah, you're used to a little bit of nonsense.
Yeah, and like we ended up looking back at the Airbnb like a couple weeks before we left, and there were some bad reviews on there that weren't on there when we booked it because we booked it before the summer. And so people just stay in there that were like, yeah, there's like a lot of fucking people just like hanging out outside, and like it just didn't seem like a great area. And we got there, dude, like 0 problems. Everything was cool. So the Airbnb is dope. Everything's good. And then that's Wednesday night. Thursday, we wake up and we had to make a big ass trip to fucking Costco, which was tough because we had to get everybody beer, everybody food, like all that shit, right? In one foul swoop, essentially. Yeah, we ended up buying a storage container with wheels on it for our cooler because we had to take a cooler to the game, but we had to leave it there. Like whatever we bought wasn't coming back with us.
Oh, okay.
So we just bought a giant fucking like storage container that had wheels basically and just wheeled that thing around the Arrowhead parking lot.
That's hilarious.
But yeah, so the game, we get to the game. Everybody in Kansas City, by the way, shout out to that whole city. Everybody's nice as fuck. Like the nicest people that you'll ever meet. Everybody that we walked up to in the stadium, like the people working there were like, oh, we're so glad to have you guys here. And like everybody was super nice. Everybody tailgating was super nice. At the kind of middle of the tailgate where we were there, 2 friends, the people that play Big Booty Mix, they were performing in the Arrowhead parking lot at like this big stage that they had set up.
That's wild.
So we're like, let's fucking go check 2 friends out. So me, Evan, and James, and a few other people went over there and checked it out. As we're like, you can't bring drinks in there. So we're kind of like chugging our drinks outside the gate of the concert thing. As we're chugging our beers, fucking Mama Kelsey comes walking out of the gate right by us. And we're like, Mama Kelsey, what's up? Like, we're like, hey, how are you? And she was like, I love your coach. I hope you guys do well today. Like all that. She couldn't have been nicer. So that was fucking sick. We got to interact with her a little bit. Then we get into the concert. Half of these fucking old people don't know who 2 Friends is, so nobody's really interested. So we just booked to the front. We're basically like, Evan's dapping it up with 2 friends, like they're coming up to the stage, like fucking saying what's up. Like that was crazy. So we got front row to 2 Friends for free. And then it was time to roll in to Arrowhead officially. And we walk into this place, dude, and I've never seen a stadium like this. The fucking concourse was, like, as we're walking around grabbing beers and stuff, it's half blue. Like, I've never seen Ford Field like that where a team, like, takes over. And it's not just half blue. The Let's Go Lions chants are not stopping. Like, it's fucking like everybody you walk by is starting one, and it's just Let's Go Lions. The whole fucking concourse before the game is, like, erupted. So we're already like, all right, dude, like, we got a shot. We took this bitch over. We might be like, they might notice us in here.
Yeah.
And so, like, the game gets rolling, and it was, like Jack said on TV, you could definitely notice that there were some Lions fans in the building, which was dope.
Yeah, I mean, fuck, Jared Goff was literally, as he was about to start doing the kneel downs, he was pumping up the crowd. Like, you don't pump up the crowd unless you notice a shitload of your fans there on the road. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
So, no, it was loud.
And as far as the game goes, I mean, neither team played great, I would say.
It was a fairly boring game, I think. I know there was 41 point score, but it was still, I think it was a fairly boring game.
For sure. I mean, the over-under was like 53 something.
Was it
so,
that
I mean,
high? Holy
yeah, it's like 53 and a half or something like that. So it was way below the number. I mean, we got to get Gibbs in the mix more. I know it was week 1, but, like, the runs that guy had were fucking electric. Anytime that he touched the ball, it was like, oh shit, watch this guy go. Rookies overall play great. Jack Campbell made a huge play on a 3rd down to bat a ball away. Brian Branch, obviously the pick 6 to fucking save us, basically. Yeah. And everybody, like, complaining about the Kadarius Toney thing and, like, the Chris Jones thing and the Kelsey thing. They also had what's-his-face, their right tackle, fucking lined up in the backfield the entire game. So it's like, there are definitely some things that kind of went both ways.
I want to speak on that. I know.
Speak on it.
Obviously, you guys are going to disagree with me, but...
Well, we didn't even know it was happening until, like, the next morning, right? Because you don't see that shit when you're there.
The thing is, though, hey, man, if for one, I don't think he was in an illegal position, personally. I know he was very far back with it, but I don't know what the rule is on being on the line, but I believe his left foot was on the line the whole game. The rest of his body was at a fucking 100-degree angle, but, like, and he was getting off. Everyone, like, they kept saying he's getting off, like, oh, they might be getting off early. He got at the end, but he got off way earlier at the end. But, dude, he was the first one off the line, but that doesn't mean it's a false start. He just knew, hey, I got Hutch in front of me. I'm going to fucking flirt with it. And to me, I think that guy played a phenomenal game. Just because, I mean, if he would have started getting called on calls, that's one thing. But, like, he was doing what they allowed him to do. And he was getting off the ball faster than any lineman I've ever seen get off the fucking ball in my entire life. And they weren't calling it. And the one time they did, it was very obvious that he got off early. But overall,
and it was a huge play.
It was.
Dude, if they don't call it, then it is a smart play on his part to keep doing it. Why would you not?
He did it all game. And then the one time that he did it a little bit, he definitely would. The one time he got called, it was more over the top than the whole game. So it's like, to me, the official said, hey, this is legal. He did it all day. And then the one time he did it illegally, he got called on it. And it was a huge fucking play because it made it fucking 2nd and 20 or whatever.
Yeah, that was tough.
So, like,
apparently, though, I think our defense was loving it.
Yeah, that was like
that was different shit for a pass and a run.
That was the consensus, like, to people, I think, to Lions fans, was we know for a fact Dan Campbell addressed this. Like, you're not going to be an NFL coach and not talk to the ref and say, hey, like, this shit keeps fucking going on. I just wanted to let you know, like, either call this shit or you better put the whistle away. And so when he didn't call it, I think they were like, all right, this guy's might be tipping plays here. I don't know if that's true. TJ Lang talked a little bit about it on the radio as an offensive lineman. He's a guy that you could trust. And he's like, it definitely could have tipped plays. He's like, 99% of the time it's too hard because they could play action you and you're fucked anyway. Yeah. But he was like, it could have helped for sure. But he thinks it did more harm because he thinks that if he was lined up correctly, Hutch probably gets home a couple more times. or a
Yeah,
couple
but
times. I mean, we didn't get home.
first of
We
all,
never got home.
but so he okay, and I disagree with that also because that guy disrupted the whole game. And what it did is when Dan Campbell put him in the fucking in the interior line, what he do? He blew by the other guys. So
Yeah.
not only did it set up where okay, hey, Hutch isn't gonna be able to get home from the fucking the end position because they're overcompensating. Dude, they put him in the middle like 7 times, and he literally was pushing dudes into the fuck. Like he was causing a ruckus. Um, I know he didn't get any actual sacks, but dude, like that guy, he
Patty
dictated the
Mahomes was
entire
running
game.
for his life. I mean,
That's what I'm saying.
the KCO line is like going to be a problem for them this year if they don't figure it the fuck out.
Fair enough. I definitely agree with you on that. But like, I don't know. I thought that the D line played spectacular.
Yeah.
Well, Hutchinson especially, but like, yeah, I don't know. I don't think that lineman shit mattered at all, to be honest with you. I think if anything, it made Dan Campbell adjust a little bit, and every time they did that, they were in his mouth, and
Yep.
it worked. I don't know. Think
What
about
did you
Aaron
think?
Donald. Think about it. Hold on,
No,
before
you're
you go
right.
on. When Aaron Donald has gotten triple teamed before, now it's on the rest of your fucking defensive line to go 3 or 4 on one-on-one type shit and make a goddamn thing happen. And I feel like they did it personally.
Right.
Anyways,
No,
go on.
you're
What did I
right.
think about what?
What'd you think about Dan Campbell going for it on that 4th and 2, I think it was, at the end of the game to try to ice it? And then we didn't get it, and we gave the ball back to Mahomes basically at midfield. Like,
So
do
I
you
thought it
punt
was
it there, or do you go
I
for it and try to ice the game?
my thing.
We all said 3 timeouts. Remember that. So, the way that he talked about it in the presser today was, we go for that. We get it. We ice the game. We don't go for it. There's still 2.5 minutes on the clock. If Patty Mahomes goes down and scores real quick, we got 3 timeouts. That was the way that he described it. But I think I could go either way on it.
Yeah, I mean, I thought with the way the defense was playing, I would have trusted them.
You punt the ball.
I would have punted, but just because the announcers were saying oh, it doesn't matter if he's at the 10-yard line or the 45-yard line. Well, it's like, well, bullshit, because
It does matter. It
a
mattered the whole
blind
game.
squirrel can find a fucking 20-yard play.
Right.
If I know you're Patrick Mahomes, but it's like, dude, you're getting guys in your mouth all day. People cannot hold on to the ball. No one's making a play for you. That extra fucking 35 yards, I feel like, was more than enough for that defense in that situation while they were playing to shut it down. So I think either way, I think that I would have punted just because the defense really started stepping up in that second half.
Yep. I agree. That's kind of where we were. I mean, at the game, it's hard to think rationally. You're like, fucking ice this thing. But, I mean, it's like after I was like, damn, maybe we punt that ball next time. But maybe he just had so much confidence in defense that he was like, even if we don't get this shit, I know that we're holding this down. And they did. So,
and I think another reason why I would have punted is because it's not like the offense was moving the ball at will.
No.
Because the Lions have had games last year where it was like, you're not stopping these guys. You're not stopping them. Like,
this was not that game.
Easy. No, yeah. This was like, no Chris Jones, nothing. It don't matter. But it wasn't like they were just getting what they wanted. They moved the ball okay, but they didn't move it well enough to go for it in that situation. Personally, it doesn't matter. It ended up not mattering. So is what it is. But I don't know. I know he's just got balls, and he's going to do that 99% of the time in that situation. So you just got to come to expect it. But I think other coaches would be like, in that circumstance would punt it personally.
Yep. But overall, incredible game. That place is no joke loud. It's as advertised loud. It's fucking crazy in there. If you can get to a game at Arrowhead, I highly suggest it. It was awesome. Like I said, the people were great. Everybody's super nice. Even when we were fucking belligerent in the stands, all the Lions fans there were on crack basically. So, but it was very cool. And then after, I got one quick story, and then we got to get to some NFL recap because I want to talk about the North in general. After the game, we got no ride home. We know this going in. we're like, this is going to be tough to eat after the game, but we're going to have to we're just going to have to make something happen. So like I said, it's like Chicago doesn't have any place like this, but it's a stadium and then it's a parking lot. Like Detroit doesn't have anywhere like that either. So it was kind of weird, but we had to walk all the way out the gate. On the way out the gate, Evan fist bumps Roger Goodell. He's walking out the gate right fucking next to us. So we got a Mama Kelsey sighting, said what's up to her. Evan fist bumps fucking Roger Goodell on the way out because like everybody's at this game. And so we get to this like hotel kind of a couple streets over. We're like, all right, let's post up here, try to get a ride. Can't get a ride. We're sitting on the parking lot of this hotel, like laying down. Some people are sleeping at this point. It's been like an hour, 15 minutes. Cody and a couple other people walk to the road. I'm like, all right, I'm going to let them do what they're doing. I'm awake. I'm going to watch the sleeping people. And all of a sudden I hear Cody fucking screaming. He's like, I got a ride. Let's go. And so I'm like, all right, everybody up. All 10 of us that are over sitting on the ground right now, we got to get up and go. So we all get up. The last person to get up is Cressy. If you don't know Cressy, shout out to all of our Heritage listeners, by the way. If you don't know Cressy, he was the goalie at our like rival school in high school. And he was just fucking sitting on the ground. And I was like, all right, dude, I'm going to help you up and we're going. So I help him up and then I start walking. I get to our ride. Our ride is just a lady and a school bus. There is no like Uber sticker. There's like nothing. This is just a lady and a school bus that we said, we will give you $500 to take us home. And she said, sure. The other crazy thing about this lady is that her phone bill isn't paid. She's got no phone. We got to direct her how to get there. And once we get there, Cody has to give her directions back to the stadium because she doesn't know how to fucking get back. This lady's in shambles. Jesus. So she needs the 500 stones worse than anybody. But anyways, I get to our ride and we're doing a head count. We got 13. Where's the last guy? It's fucking Cressy, dude. It's Cressy. Oh, he's nowhere to be found. I'm like, I helped that guy up. He was the last person I helped up. Like, I looked him in the eye and said, we're going. Gave him one of these, pulled him up. We were moving. And then he's gone. He sat back down and laid back down. And so this lady starts to move because we're on a busy road. Think of like Bay Road. That's kind of what we're on. So like, we're like, we got to start like, she's creeping. She's trying to leave without Cressy. We're like, we can't fucking leave this guy. It'd be hilarious in a 6-story, but he might die out here. Yeah. This is Kansas City, dog. So he finally comes over and there is a chain link fence and not a short one separating the bus and Cressy. And like, I went around it. Like when I got there, I saw Cody. I was like, no shot. I went around it. So, and everybody else did too. Cressy finally comes running, hops at the fence, not going to make it. He realizes that pretty quick. He doesn't swing a leg, which I respected. He just did one of these, and then was like, all right, I'm not going to make it. And I was like, good call. We can't do like a scrotum tear or anything like that right now. So he like runs down the fence a little, finds a hole in it, shoots through the hole. We get Cressy. We somehow make it home. We give this chick directions to get back to Arrowhead. I don't know if she ever made it, but shout out to that crazy lady. She's $500 richer. Hopefully she paid her phone bill, and then she can give some more people rides next weekend. But that was probably like the wildest appropriate thing, I guess. I mean, nothing really wild even happened. That was kind of it, to be honest. But yeah. Great time. Cressy almost got left behind, and then he also got lost in the airport. So the guy's just a liability, but that's okay.
Yeah, that's funny though.
The Bears. I didn't want to do it today. I don't want to have this conversation. But this has to be the most angry the Bears fan base has been maybe in your lifetime. No?
Oh, no, I don't know about all that.
Really?
I mean, I also think that the whole entire fucking Bears fan base in general is a little delusional in terms of what they could have expected. I understand that like the Packers don't have Aaron Rodgers, but like that doesn't make them a bad team. They are a good team. And if they have I mean, Jordan Love clearly is not a bad quarterback. He's probably better than a lot of the young guys that started this week, including all the rookies and Desmond Ritter and Sam
For
Howell and
sure.
blah blah blah. Where it's like, okay, like that was what they were missing is the quarterback. I mean, yeah, they don't have a dynamic receiver still, especially with Watson out, but like they got guys and they have a good defense and they have the Bears number. So it's like, I thought we were going to win this game at home. I think it was one of the most disappointing things I've seen in a long time from the Bears. Like to come out and just be just flat as fuck, going for it on fourth, can't get it, fumbling the ball, fucking throwing picks. But I saw 670 to score. It's like one of the local, you know, radio shows, and he was like, Did the Bears out coach Justin Fields? Like, Did they coach the Justin Fields out of Justin Fields? They only had one design quarterback run. One.
Yeah.
He rushed for 1,200 yards last year. Like, what are we doing?
Right.
And
Like
he
this
was
should be
saying,
it should be a Jalen Hurts model.
well, yeah.
Like
So
that's
what
what
he
the
said,
model that we should be following.
what he was saying is like, okay, so he passed the ball 37 times or whatever. I think they dropped back 43 times, whatever. And there, and I agree 1,000,000% with this guy. It's like the passing should be an additive to what Justin Fields already could do. Not let's take the fucking best thing that he does. He's technically, arguably, the best running quarterback in the league right now from last year. I mean, in reality, the numbers say that he is the best running quarterback in NFL football right now. And they let him do a design run one time, and I think he scrambled like fucking 6 times. Where it's
Yeah.
like, to me, that's the most disappointing part. You knew the defense, you don't know what they were gonna do. We were gonna be shaky. I know we got a lot of young guys and we got the linebackers, but it's like, dude, that is a work in progress. I think people that think we're gonna be elite defense, that's not smart. The offense, though, I think the game plan was the most disappointing thing that I've done in a long time as a Bears fan. But dude, you know what? Whatever,
DJ
dude.
Moore, 2 targets.
Well,
2
that's the thing.
targets.
That's the thing, though, is that they literally threw the ball underneath fucking 30 times. I think
Yeah.
they said they had 3 balls that went over 10 yards. Well, what the fuck are we doing? You know what I mean? Like, he didn't have a
Right.
lot of time. They didn't. This is what fucking Bears. I don't know if it's just a Bears thing, but like, why they don't let these fucking quarterbacks that they draft throw the ball down the field is insane to me. They did it with Mitch and they ruined his career. And now if they do this to Justin Fields, like different fucking ownership, different management, blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
But I mean, they gotta let the kid throw the fucking ball, man. I mean, what are we gonna do here? We can't dink and dunk our way. That's the same shit we did last year, just at a less of a volume. Like, what the fuck? Like, if you're gonna
If he
do that, let him
doesn't
run.
and if he doesn't get the tape and he doesn't feel it and he doesn't feel the mistakes, like let the
Yeah,
guy make some mistakes.
yeah.
Like that throw, like his pick.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's like, yeah, that was a shitty throw and like that was kind of unfortunate, but it's like he just needs more fucking volume. Like that was like his only throw downfield in the
Well,
game. It's like,
yeah.
what'd you expect?
And it's
You
like,
know?
yeah, exactly. Like, how would you expect him to make throws over the middle of the field if he's not consistently having to make that read where there's a linebacker here and a safety here and there's a guy coming across. Yeah, of course that guy's gonna cut across. They're pro
Yeah.
players, but like if he
It's
doesn't
like
get to
playing
see that,
17 holes with your fucking pitching wedge, and then on 18, the guy's like, all right, break
hit
the
a
driver out. And you're
Yeah.
like,
No,
what am
for
I supposed to
sure.
do?
So I mean, overall, I mean, I expected the Bears to be better. I expected the Packers to be worse, to be honest
Me
with
too.
you. Um, they looked good. They didn't look like they missed much of a beat. I mean, they had a little bit of a slow start, but I mean, after that like second drive, the Packers were kind of in go mode and they made a bunch of plays. So it was like, okay, but I don't know. Everyone's all butthurt and shit, but it's like, dude, this wasn't the year.
No.
Like, You know what I mean? If we got to, I
People were
think,
like picking the Bears to win the division and that shit, and it's like these guys don't have an O line and they don't have a D line, so
and
it's like
I think that's all on just the fact that the NFC North is still kind of like it's very in limbo. Like I know the
for
Lions still
sure.
are good. I know, like me and Hayden were talking the other day. Like he was like, "Oh, the Vikings are always kind of a team that can compete." I'm like, "Yeah, but you don't know if they're gonna win 13 games or if they're gonna win fucking 6 games." They went 11 and
Right.
0 in one score games last year, so that could have,
Yep.
they're so it's like you never know with
They're
them.
the most volatile of all of
Exactly.
us.
And then the Packers are, they just lose Hall of Fame quarterback. So it's like that's why I think anyone that thinks we had a chance. But it's like, dude, in reality, if we got to 7, 8 wins, that would be monumental.
For sure.
But like, I don't know why everyone's so upset about it. I think just the game plan is what really is the most upsetting thing. It was bad coaching, I think, but I think it'll turn it around. I think they'll turn it around. I still have hope for 7, 8 wins because we do have a really easy schedule.
Yep. And that's
But
huge.
yeah, so I'm not out on it yet. I'm really not. So that's all I have to say about them. I can sit here and I don't know.
Well, I'm glad. I'm glad you said your piece because I mean, like, I flipped on, like, the Barstool Chicago guys did an emergency podcast on Monday to talk about this, and they were just like, it's just so disappointing
It's
because
disappointing. It's not. Yeah.
they were like, it was just because I mean, playing the Pack was like didn't help. It's like week
No.
1 against the Pack. Everybody in the city, everybody you see, they said was like, "Go Bears!" Like everybody, like good fucking
Yeah.
vibes all the way through the city, and then to go out there and like lay an egg like that was like, come on, fellas.
Yeah.
Like it's not necessarily like, okay, we're gonna shit the bed all year, and like it was more so just how are you not getting up for this game type of thing?
Mm-hmm.
How do you not scheme this game right when you have so much time? So,
Yeah. I think they're
but let's talk.
out coach.
Yeah, and that's what it is. It was outcoached, and hopefully the tape is enough for them to be like, all right, let's fucking flip this thing around next week. But let's talk about the Vikings really quick because they played the Bucks, who Baker Mayfield, by the way, was a psycho on Sunday.
Yeah, did you see? Did
Like,
you see what he said to that dude he was stiff arming?
yeah, what did he say
Like
exactly?
he's like, "Get your weight up, little bitch. Get your
Yeah,
fucking
dude.
weight up." I was like, "Damn, bro, you're gonna get
It's
knocked
like,
out."
dude, you cannot be doing this all year. Like, you're gonna get fucking smoked eventually. But I mean, if Baker can keep the train on the tracks and keep running people over, I am totally here for it.
Yeah,
But
no.
that Vikings game, they had a chance at the end to win that game, and I was like, okay, dude, like this is where we'll see exactly what you just talked about a second ago. They were 11 and 0 in one score games. Let's see if they could somehow pull the rabbit out of their ass again. And they did. The Bucks shut them down, and like that makes me think, okay, maybe we're going to regress to the mean a little bit here with the Vikings. Like they're not going to get as lucky this year, which would, I mean, you can't go 11 and 0 in one score games. You can't.
No,
So,
I mean it's just and this is everything I was talking to Hayden about is that I would love to see Kirk Cousins just kind of take that leap into being more elite because he's good and he's got elite guys
yes.
around him, and it's like,
And Addison's no joke now too.
oh,
Like
stud.
replacing Thielen with him, like that's
Dude,
fucking solid, man.
they got nothing but good guys around him, and it's like, man, there's some games where you're like, dude, because he was like 3rd in the league in passing last year or some shit like that. He was up there,
Yeah,
and like you're just like, man, where is the fucking that clutch fucking that gene in you that is just like, all right, we're gonna go out and take these games, and it's like,
he
god
doesn't
damn,
got it. He just doesn't got that clutch gene. That's why they can't win after 1 o'clock, dude. They can't. They can't fucking do it. They can't win after 1 o'clock. Like they have to have 1 p.m. games to win. He just doesn't have whatever it is.
It doesn't make any sense where it's like, I don't know. I think the Vikings are they're a good squad. They're gonna win some games they're not supposed to, and they're gonna lose a lot of games that they are supposed to win. I think so.
Week 1 overreaction. Lions 1, Pack 2. And I feel like you could interchange 3 and 4.
No,
Probably Bears 4 now. Vikings 3.
Yeah, and I mean, I think this was to me, this was the formula the whole time. I thought it was gonna be Lions, Vikings, Pack, Bears. Like this,
Yep,
I thought maybe
same.
we squeak in front of the Packers or something, but like, dude, we're in the middle of a rebuild. We've got a guy for 1 year. We get one receiver, and then everyone's like,
Sucking dick, dude. Yep. Uh, the game last night. Also, Jack, I want to ask you this question first. But Aaron Rodgers, do you feel bad for him after what happened last night? Torn Achilles. Ouch. That
I
happened to
do
me
feel
too.
bad. And
You do feel bad?
you know, as a Lions fan, am obviously not too stoked about Aaron Rodgers in the first place. You know,
Right.
I've spent my life hating him and his organization.
And that's why I think that it's fair. It's a fair question to ask.
It is, but I feel like
"Can you guys hear me?"
a lot of us,
Yeah, we got you, dog.
I
My
feel
my
like,
my camera on the top isn't fucking moving. Am I moving?
You're moving,
Oh,
baby. You're
okay.
flying around.
All right, cool.
grooving.
Anyway,
Excuse me.
sorry. What were you saying? Or are you guys talking?
We were wondering if people feel bad for Aaron Rodgers, but my take is that though I did spend my entire life hating his existence, I feel like a lot of us who played sports growing up, even though you absolutely hate the shit out of some people, like you never want to see them go down like that. You know, like I remember being on the ice and somebody would take a crazy ass hit while I was also on the ice. And then
Yep.
he's fucking out for the count and you all take a knee and it's like, holy shit, is he alive? I don't know. And it sucks. Like being there in person, it's always terrible. So yeah, I feel for Aaron Rodgers and I hope to God that this doesn't end his career because I
Well,
want to keep hating on him. You know, for the love of the
so
fucking game, I want to keep hating on him.
that's
What
what
do
I
you
was
think,
about to
Mike?
say is
Feel bad, not feel bad?
so I don't I feel the only reason why I feel bad is because of how late it is in his career and this might end it.
Yeah.
Never want to see a guy go out like that.
No.
That's the only reason why I feel bad. I feel bad also for the Jets organization because I really thought they had a legit like they were going to be good this year. Now I don't know where they end up. Um, but I don't feel bad for Aaron Rodgers as a athlete. He's made a shit ton of money. He's won MVPs. He's won Super Bowl. It just sucks to see a guy get his career ended. And if he gets to come back and play again, then hey man, you're just doing it. I mean, everyone else has done it. Think about all the good quarterbacks that have done season-ending, things. Mahomes, fucking Brady had a season ender. Fucking Peyton Manning with the neck. I mean, all of them.
Yep.
They've all gone through it. It just sucks that yours is happening. This is your second time now happening this late in your career. But I think
Yep.
the game too much to stop. Personally,
I had mixed feelings right away. As a fellow torn Achilleser, I could barely
Mhm.
watch. And dude, when I saw that picture, that picture started flowing around in like the second quarter, and you were like, "Oh shit!" And you saw that like fucking baseball lump in his calf. Everybody knew right away. Like anybody that's watched sports and seen Achilles injury, you're like, "That's the one thing you don't want to see."
Yeah.
I feel bad because I wanted to see this Jets team
Yeah.
because it doesn't really affect my life.
No.
Unless the Lions somehow make it to the Super Bowl, which I don't think is going to happen this year, it doesn't fucking affect my life, Aaron Rodgers being on the Jets. So I wanted to see this Jets team, like, what they could do because I love watching their defense play. Garrett Wilson, undeniable freak in the league. Like, that guy's awesome to watch. So I just kind of wanted to see what would happen. Do I feel bad for the Jets or the Jets fans? No, fuck the Jets because they wouldn't fucking feel bad if some shit like that happened to us either. Like
Yeah.
they're a dumpster fire organization. We're a dumpster fire organization. So for like them to go down in that fashion, we've been there a million fucking times. Like I don't
Yeah.
feel bad for the Jets. The Jets are gonna Jets. It just is what it is. I don't really feel bad for Rodgers because, like you said, if this would have happened a year after like an MVP, I'd feel bad. But like Rodgers last year was kind of fucking giving up a little bit. Like, I don't think his heart was all the way in it anyway until like training camp. And then he was like, oh yeah, football's fun again, you know?
Yeah.
So I don't feel bad, but like I wish this Jets team could have played the season out so we could have saw what happened.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
especially in such a stacked AFC that you're like, dude. I mean, there's so many good teams in the AFC that you're like,
just
man,
that division, man.
that division alone, I agree, it's insanity. And then it's like, dude, that division and then the fucking other one and the Ravens, that one is disgusting too. Where it's like, I don't know, it's wild. So I don't, like I said, I don't feel bad for him, but as a human, I do feel bad that if this ends his career, that sucks. But what are you
Right.
gonna do?
But you know what's funny though, and that like we noticed it when we were sitting on the couch watching Hard Knocks, is that O-line was fucking struggling in camp, man. Like that
Really?
O-line was getting beat up in camp. Yeah, like I know Quinnen Williams is a god, but the way that he would shred the starting O-line for the Jets, you're like,
Yeah, we're in
you
trouble.
can't be getting through the center and the guard that easily. Like maybe a DN beats the tackle every once in a while, but when this dude just swim moves you and like he's got Rodgers in his mouth, like that sucks. So I think it was just kind of a matter of time. And God, now Zach Wilson's gonna have to scramble his ass off. So
Yeah, I can't.
but
believe
hey, they
pulled
won the
that
game
out.
last
Yeah,
night.
no shit. It's insane.
And speaking of which, if you didn't hear this story, there is a bar in Wisconsin that before the season said that, I believe it was for every time that Aaron Rodgers lost, if you were in the bar, you were getting your meal paid for, like if you were there for the game. So everybody, when Rodgers went down last night, started boozing pretty heavily. They thought they were getting their shit paid for. And then the Jets fucking come back, dude. And then everybody's got to pay this tab that they did not expect to pay. Like, how shitty would that be?
I mean, hey man, that's why you don't fucking that's Michael Scott. You don't go buy a fucking fur coat before you have the money to buy it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? You got to know
Scott's tots. Don't make promises you can't keep.
Exactly, dude. You can't fucking you know, with that defense especially, you saw the way the game was flowing. It's not like the fucking Bills were out here putting it on them. Like
The Bills were trying to give the game away for 4 quarters.
That's what I'm saying. It's like I mean, I definitely would have you know, bumped it up a little bit, but
Right.
it's fucking funny because like, but I don't know. You're almost like mad at the establishment. You're like, well, dude, Aaron Rodgers didn't finish the game, so it shouldn't count. Like, just trying to like
Doesn't matter, bud.
Yeah, no, it doesn't matter. Like,
Read the
fuck you.
fine print.
Yeah.
JETS. That's who's got to lose.
And also, you know what? Good. Fuck. First of all, fuck that bar. Secondly, fuck those fans because fuck you, dude. You're that butthurt that Aaron Rodgers left. It's like, dude, what are we doing?
They
Like,
did it to themselves. I don't
Yeah.
feel bad for them at all. Like, fuck
No.
them too. I agree.
Exactly.
They did it
Suck
to
it.
themselves. Yep.
Like, worry about your own fucking team. You know, you just got off a win where you just whooped ass against the Bears, and you're gonna get all I don't know. That's fucking weird. So
Right. It was very much a have your cake and eat it too situation.
Oh yeah.
You know, and they were flying too close to the sun. You're right. I didn't even think
Definitely.
about the fact that they just whooped up on the Bears. Like, they just be psyched that you fucking got to win. We don't got to
Yeah.
go celebrating other people's losses.
Exactly.
Real quick before we get out of here, you want to look at some week 2 lines?
Sure, we can do that.
Because there's one that's screaming at me, and I want you to talk me off the ledge here.
All right. Which one?
1:00 on CBS. The Baltimore Ravens are going to the Cincinnati Bengals.
Mm-hmm.
Are you looking at the line yet?
Yeah. it
Don't
says
look at the
minus
line.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. You looked at it.
Yeah,
I was kidding.
it's right in front of my face.
If you would have, I asked the boys, I was like, what would you guys guess that this line is at after seeing Joe Shiesty and the boys put up a fucking field goal the other day? And they're like, it's got to be like Ravens -3 because you get 3 for being at home for the Bengals. So it'll probably be Ravens -3. If Ravens were home, it would have been -6. And I was like, dude's fucking Bengals -3.5. Not only are they getting a field goal, but they're getting the hook. How is that happening?
I think, I should definitely talk you off the ledge then because, listen, if the Ravens don't play the fucking Texans, the Ravens lose to damn near everybody in the league other than maybe like the fucking they might have lost to the Titans yesterday or on
Did
Sunday.
they look that bad too?
Dude, they won 25-9 or whatever. They had 3 rushing touchdowns from like inside the 5, but dude, like they had let me tell you fucking this is Lamar Jackson's stat line here. So he went fucking 17 of 22 for 169 yards and a pick. Okay?
Yikes.
And 6 carries for 38 yards. He was their leading rusher.
Yikes. Shout
Dude.
out to the boy JK too, dude. That's a guy I do feel bad
That's a
for.
guy you feel. Oh, motherfucker. Dude, that is just devastating. I mean, he's got to hang it up, dude. I mean, he just can't keep doing this to himself, dude. Rehabbing like that every year for the last 3 years can't keep doing it to himself.
JK Dobbins, Jack, just came off what? Did he come off an
meniscus
ACL? Or a meniscus?
It was like, I think it was the both, like the ACL meniscus tear.
And then week 1 tears his ACL again.
No, he ruptured his Achilles as well.
Oh, he did? That was an Achilles too?
Yep.
Dude.
Yep. It's fucked up. But
even he's a Buckeye too, and I feel horrible. Like Jeff's just a Big Ten guy. You want to see the Big Ten guy succeed,
and you want to just see what the kid can possibly do because when he's out there, he makes a difference. But
it's dangerous. Ravens running attack when he's out there.
So, and this is what I'm saying we're talking against Houston, who is supposed to be, I would say, the consensus number 1 overall pick at this point in time. I would say. I mean, maybe number 2, but like
no JJ Watt, no Andre Johnson, no Arian Foster.
Yeah.
None of these guys are on the team anymore.
They got nobody. I mean, they had no defense to be fucking found. It's just so you would think that, I mean, Baltimore covered the spread. It was 9.5. They covered it, but they didn't cover it by enough for me to think that they're going to go into Cincinnati if there's good weather. And I'm not blaming the weather for the Cleveland game.
Yeah.
But hey, it's raining all day long. It's hard to throw the ball. I mean, it's hard to get a run. They have a good defensive line. It's hard to get a rushing attack going against that team. So I don't think it's that crazy just because Baltimore didn't look that good, even though they won by fucking 16 points.
Yeah, I mean, and I also think there's a point where the Bengals can't play that bad again.
Oh, exactly. And I agree.
Because they don't. There's no holes on that team. Like, there's holes on Baltimore. Like, you can point out some holes, especially after JK goes down. There ain't many holes for the Bengals. Like, they can fucking, if they want to turn it on and sling the rock around, they're gonna do it. And you're gonna just eat pizza. Like, we're ordering pizza, you're eating pizza. Like, that's what the Bengals give you. So
and I do think, but like, okay, so this is another thing too, because I don't know how much that Baltimore game you watched. I was watching Red Zone, so I didn't see all of it, but they showed it kind of a lot. Lamar did not look crisp. I know he only threw the ball 22 times, 17 to 22. It's a solid percentage, but like, you have Rashad Bateman as your number 3, and Rashad Bateman is fucking solid, okay? And he's your number 3 receiver. Zay Flowers and Odell Beckham, and then, I mean, Mark Andrews was out, but like, Isaiah Likely's no slouch, and you have Mark Andrews coming back. Like, if this doesn't pick up, everyone in the fucking world is gonna be like, why the fuck did they give Lamar Jackson this money? Because you can't win with him just running around. He keeps getting injured. It's like, dude, his throws, I know like he wants to be a passer now. Dude, looked really bad. So I don't know, man. I'm very high on Baltimore this year. I think they can win that division, but Lamar looked like shit. And he should have put up 50 against that fucking team.
They can't win it without him, dude.
No,
so
you're right. So
we'll see. Before we get out of here, let's do like a scroll through these teams. Tell me a team that surprised you and then a team that disappointed you.
A team that surprised me. I'm gonna do one winner, one loser for both of these. Okay. So a team that surprised me as a loser. There's 2 of them actually, but I'm gonna go the Indianapolis Colts. More so, Anthony Richardson. He surprised me a lot. He wasn't phenomenal, but he was hands down the best rookie quarterback that started this week. And I mean, he took the Jags to the goddamn wire, and then the Jags hit 2 big plays to fucking really put it away. But I mean, they lost by 10, but like he played pretty fucking well. And the Colts aren't. I thought they were going to be way worse off, and if they keep playing like that, they'll steal some games.
Mm-hmm.
The Patriots
Just a
also
pesky
surprised.
team, a
Yeah,
team you'd hate to play in the Colts.
yeah, and the Patriots also surprised me a lot too. But another team that didn't surprise me, but I think surprised a lot of people, um, were the Rams.
I was shocked. That was gonna
I,
be my surprise too, or one of them. I got two as well, but yeah, that was gonna be one of them.
my team, or that's a team that I mean, these are like positive surprises. I mean, obviously, there's like the negative surprise.
Yeah.
Obviously, like the Giants and shit. Like you're like, wow, that was really bad. But like, I
Yep.
my thing is, I think everyone wrote Stafford off and didn't realize how serious his injury was. That motherfucker was slinging the ball
He
around
was.
to Tutu Atwell and fucking Nakua, whoever. What the fuck are we talking, dude? He was slinging that bitch. Looked
Yeah.
like prime
Imagine if he
fucking
had Cooper
Stafford.
Kupp out there.
That's what I'm
Like,
saying. That team. Don't be surprised if they're in a wild card spot.
and dude, to go into Seattle and beat a
Oh
team that was in the fucking playoffs last year,
yeah, 100%.
and that's
Crazy.
gonna be my disappointment of the day is gonna be the Seattle Seahawks, dude. Like,
Yeah.
what are you guys doing over there? Like, they have no excuse.
Mm-hmm.
If Geno stays on the level as last year, like you guys got receivers, you added a sick receiver. Like the
Mm-hmm.
defense is solid enough to get you into games. How do you go and lose 30-13 against old man Stafford and Tutu Atwell?
Yeah,
How do you do it?
I mean, dude, it's crazy. It's insane.
My surprise is the Dolphins, dude.
Oh, I'm not surprised by that at all. Not at all.
I guess like I understand like Tyreek and Jalen Waddle disgusting.
Name a
The
better duo in the
Dolphins.
league, bro. There isn't
Oh,
one.
you
I'm
can't.
telling you
No,
that.
you can't.
It's the best duo in the league. Anyway,
The
so
Dolphins' offensive line fucking holding up was crazy. Like they gave Tua time. Like I thought Tua was gonna drop back, play one, and die, Rodgers style, dude. Like I thought he was fucked. Like if this guy gets flicked in the head, he's never gonna think again. Like that's kind of where Tua is at this point. He's mush. So for them to go out into LA, the Chargers, where a lot of people are thinking like after the Chiefs lost on Thursday, people in LA were like, we fucking might have a shot at this thing, you know? And then for the Dolphins to come to town and beat them the way that they did, for that offense to look that good on week one when everybody else's offense was like, outside of a couple teams, you're like, we're trying to figure some things out this week,
Yeah.
And they came out and Reek was like,
See,
put this shit on my shoulders.
The reason why I'm not for one, I think the Dolphins are really good. I think I want them to win that division. I thought the Jets were going to, but now I think that I always wanted the Dolphins to win, but I thought the Jets were going to win that division. I think Buffalo's most overrated team in the league. So now I'm like, oh, I'm all over the Dolphins. I really fuck with them. I took Tua in fucking 3 leagues. Every draft that I've done, I've taken Tua. But the thing is about the Chargers last year. They had let up just as many points as they scored. So this is the Chargers' forte. They play in close games every single game, and they're nowhere to be found defensively. Their defense is so bad. I don't care what anyone says. I know they got fucking Bosa, Khalil Mack, and the fucking kid that's in the safety stud. They're bad at defense, dude. But the reason why that this Dolphins team doesn't like surprise me, like it wasn't like, oh, crazy, is that their defense did not play all that well. They still let up 34 points. The offense was explosive, but that's what they did, dude. Tua was like a top 2 quarterback in the league last year before he got hurt, and they were rolling. So I think that the defense that everyone thought was supposed to be really good did not play that well. Granted, Chargers are a good ass offense, but
For sure.
I think people sleep on the fact that the Chargers defense just loves to let up as many points as they score all the time.
Right.
Seriously. I mean, look at the numbers last year. It was insane. I think they let up like 1 more point than they scored last year, and they were a high-powered offense.
That sucks.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's kind of like the Lions. The other team, I guess, that like kind of surprised me, but I know that in week 2 they're gonna come back to earth is the Cowboys. The
Yeah.
Cowboys always have this much talent. They always have this much talent.
Uh-huh.
They're still going 9-8,
Yeah.
but they got this much talent. Like, you bet your
Yeah.
sweet ass at 4:25 Eastern on Sunday when Zach Wilson and the Jets roll into Dallas, be prepared for some disappointment.
Yeah. I mean, dude, it would be blasphemy to say that those weather conditions did not affect that score a lot. I mean, come on.
40 puff.
40
if you're the
puff, and I
Giants.
mean a defensive touchdown, a block kick, like
Yeah,
I mean,
all kinds of shit
a bunch
happened.
of
You're
shit.
right.
It was like 40 puff, but also, I mean, I don't. Once again, that's another thing too. Dak didn't exactly look phenomenal. He didn't look bad. I mean,
No.
fucking Pollard had 2 touchdowns. Like that team. I think those weather conditions really made it, really, really more lopsided than it should have been. Granted, it was an embarrassment. That was more embarrassing than the Bears. The Giants' performance was more embarrassing than the Bears by a long shot.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
What-
Yeah, you're
but
right. People were probably
calling
pretty
for Daniel
nuts
Jones
on Monday.
and Dable. So
Calling into Francesa at New York radio must have been wild on Monday morning. Okay. I think that's about it. The other shitty thing is that we got to watch the Jets about 100 times in prime time for the rest of the year, so fucking buckle up for that.
Yeah. I want to fucking
thank you,
say
everybody.
something real quick. I want to say something.
Go ahead.
I have a baseball game in 40 minutes, 39 minutes. I just got a text message from another grown man saying, "You got an extra hoodie that's on our team." What the fuck? You don't have a hoodie, dog? How do you not have sleeves, bro? What are we talking about?
This guy might just have t-shirts.
Like,
you got nothing you can bring?
You don't got any, unless you're already there and it's like way colder than we're expecting. But how the fuck kind of question? You got an extra hoodie? No, I'm poor. I don't have 2 hoodies. Yeah, I have a fucking extra. I don't know.
That's when you dig into the archives, dude. Like high school track, 2008. You fucking bring that bad boy out. Like sometimes you got to do what you got to do.
For real. It's like, dude, you're just. Anyways, I had it. That's crazy to me. We'll talk about it fucking next week. Go subscribe. Go like the fucking video. Go fucking do everything. Love the boys. Love you. Fucking doses.
That's episode 84. Peace.